All right, and welcome everybody. You have here Cade Archibald, Director of Go Wellness, and we are going to be talking about functional fat burning today. And we're really excited to have you on. If you could just send me a chat in the box, say hello, anything to let me know and make sure you can hear me, because I'm going to get going here in a moment, and we're going to have an awesome webinar. So let's see here. So today, Reagan normally would, he's our fantastic guru who does most of our webinar presentations. But today, you guys are in for a treat. You get to hear from the one and only me. So I'm sure you're all really excited. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of what we do with our ebooks. So right here you can see the cover of our functional fat burning ebook that we can actually replicate for you and your clinic, and brand it for, with your logo and your practitioner information. But we have a multi-series of those different options that I'll show you at the end here. But ultimately, I want to give you guys some good tools on some effective functional fat burning and how to quickly and easily get rid of stubborn belly fat without fad diets, appetite suppressants, or invasive surgery. So do you know how we typically get it done? You're right. It is through duct tape. Yeah, surgical duct tape will actually, it's surgical grade duct tape, and it will just seal those lips right up, and then nothing comes in. So it makes it for a much easier process there. So if you are one of those who are trying to lose weight or trying to get your patients to lose weight, get some surgical grade duct tape. Works amazing. No, just kidding. We are going to be really jumping into, what are some of the aspects of functional fat burning. So like I mentioned before, it looks like we have a few more that are just jumping on and joining us. So welcome. I'm just introducing the topic today. So you guys are in luck. You get to hear from me today. So my name's Cade Archibald. I'm the Director of Go Wellness. I do a lot of the behind the scenes things with a lot of our programs. I'm usually on the webinar, so you should have heard my voice by now. But today Reagan had some other obligations, so he's not going to be able to be on with us. So we're talking about functional fat burning and how you can really help with, you use this for your patients, and also learn a little about yourself. It's great information. This is I'm going to be walking you through one of our ebooks that we have produced, and we actually have a service where you can purchase your own ebooks through us that we'll publish for you. Here's a little bit about what we're going to be going through. Just some of the contents and everything in there. But before I get started, I want to talk a little bit about different mindsets. So if you look at the mindset of who you're trying to attract in your clinic, or we're just going to use weight loss, for instance, today. And weight loss is a very tricky thing. A lot of people want weight loss, but what do they not want to do? Anyone? Exactly. They do not want to put forth the effort. Well, not everyone, but a lot of times, that's the mindset. And so what we see, there's for the most part, there's 4 different mindsets that you can have. So one is failure, one's frustration, One's conventional success. So yeah, they've had some success. And then the last one is transformative. So I want to walk you through those mindsets. And I really want you to understand these mindsets for yourself as well, as you're looking at, expanding your clinic, expanding growth, everything. So failure. This is the person that comes into the clinic. They just feel sorry for themselves. They've supposedly tried everything. It's just not fair. It's just me. My body just doesn't work right. They're very reactive. They place blame on others and on themselves. It's all outside factors that are inhibiting their ability to be successful in their weight loss ventures. The next step from that, the next mindset is, and you can move these people in that failure mindset up to the frustration mindset. So they just don't know how to help themselves. They're in pain, very deficient, they're anxious. They're just so frustrated and fired up that they cannot find a solution. People that are frustrated, those are great people to come into the clinic because you don't have to move them up to that frustration. They're already frustrated. If you have someone come into the clinic and they're feeling very sorry for themselves, woe is me, the best thing that you can do is help them get to that next level of a frustrated mindset, a blame game, or just feeling bad. Let's just get them frustrated, the system, get them frustrated that all the different things that they've been taught and learned are not working, because that's not actually how your body works. Counting calories in, calories out is not the most effective approach when it comes to weight loss. You have to balance your systems first, and to understand where your systems are at, you need to do some comprehensive and some good testing to understand what are some of the underlying problems. Your next mindset, like I mentioned before, is kind of just don't know that there's anything better. Excuse me. So this is the person that, they've achieved pretty reasonable health. They'd like to maybe lose a little bit of weight or something like that. But at this point, they feel like they have status, they got a decent lifestyle. Everything's going to be very incremental to them. And it's not, they're just kind of, I guess a simple word for it would be complacent. So how fun are these people to work with? And think about it in your clinic as well, and in your practice, for you and as a person. Like, sometimes, it can be great to be in that mindset of, oh yeah, I have everything I want, but really, there's always a next level. And so these are the people I love working with, and who you should look for is the mindset that you have, because you'll work actually best with them, or if you can get them converted into that mindset. But that fourth mindset is that transformative mindset, always making themselves better, self-improving, expansive, abundance. This is where they see value in what you have to offer, because you're going to look at their body comprehensively. You're going to come up with a comprehensive approach and a comprehensive plan for their health, and you're going to attack it head on. And that person is always looking for better health. And these people are amazing. And a lot of times they don't have severe issues, but they want to continually invest in their health and invest in making themselves better. So those are the 4 mindsets. And so as you're going through this, think about how you can move your patients along those 4 different mindsets up into more of a transformative mindset. And then also think about where your mindset's at and how you could get there as well. So let's jump into this this ebook. So functional fat burning. So some of the big things, notes to everyone. This is my disclosure of I am, a a lot of this information is wonderful, but I don't. If you hurt yourself by following these, you shouldn't. There you have it. So, all right, let's jump into this. So, one of the things that I found, so in the beginning of all of our books, and this is how you want to create your content, is really helping people understand and see that there's something bigger and better. And then make a promise at the beginning. So if you notice there in red, my promise to you is that I'm going to give you better solutions to helping you get rid of unwanted belly fat and fat reserves than you ever received before. The second promise, we're going to give you an opportunity to come into one of our clinics, either physically or through our virtual programs, and work something out with highest respect with some of the best holistic doctors in the country at a discounted rate. So ultimately, the two promises is we're going to give them great content, and we're going to give them an opportunity to do something about it and participate with us a little more one-on-one exclusively. You want to talk about why we have the problem that we have. So if you've heard my story, I went from about 6 years ago, I was 50 pounds heavier. I did not have the energy, the mental clarity, the stamina to really last throughout the day. I was just exhausted at the end of the day. My energy levels were just thrashed, and I did not feel the way I felt like I should feel being in my mid-20s. I felt like, man, I should feel like a rock star, not like I am gonna fall asleep at the wheel on my way home from work. And so I did some digging, and I actually, that's how I got involved with wellness. Is Reagan, who, yes, happens to be my brother. We have the same last name. And I started working with him and did some comprehensive testing, understood what my food sensitivities were, which that was a big thing for me. I was on the verge of some different autoimmune conditions, and really helped reverse a lot of the inflammation in my body through food sensitivities and everything. But where it all started is before I even reached out to him, I was doing the whole calorie cutting, trying to lose weight, and I was exercising like a madman, and I just kept getting bulkier and bulkier. I was just like chronically inflamed, had less and less energy. And so finally, I started looking at things a little bit different and started realizing that I needed to do something different. So that's when Reagan really helped open my eyes, and then I've been on the journey for the last 6 years of researching and understanding functional medicine and how you can really use labs to integrate lifestyle medicine. So the worst thing that you can ever be told is, or not the worst thing, but most of the time what we get told is, diet and exercise if you want to lose weight. So eat less, move more. And when you go to your doctor, you're told that you just got to lose 20 pounds, then you'll be healthy. That is the leading indicator for doctors on someone's health. In a lot of cases is, all right, well, you're overweight, so if you lose some weight, you'll be healthier. Which, yes, that is true, but why have I put on weight in the first place? So that's really where you want to go to. So the first step, you got to restore your gut bugs. So your gut bugs, there's a lot of research that shows if your ratio between the Bacteroides and Firmicutes in your gut are off, you will store more fat. Because of how they utilize and metabolize calories and store them as fat in a lot of cases. So the food we eat today is a lot different than the food that our grandparents ate. If you look over the last 50 years, it's changed dramatically with the different foods. So we want to get good, whole, real food, because that's part of the biggest problem is we're eating all these processed foods. Our crops have been completely depleted of their nutrients, and we've turned into a big science experiment from the big agricultural companies. You know, they spray all sorts of different chemicals and pesticides on the food, and then we eat those, and yeah, it's no wonder we have so many different autoimmune conditions and so many different problems with chronic health conditions in our country because of all those things. And so what they've found is that those foods, especially processed grains, those pesticides, they will completely destroy your gut bacteria. It's like taking a broad spectrum antibiotic constantly when you're intaking glyphosate. So second thing, you got to use fat for your cellular energy. So when you're when your body is running on glucose or running on sugar to create more insulin, and insulin is a fat burning hormone, or a fat storing hormone. And so you'll immediately, your body starts storing more fat. It wants to utilize that. Whereas if you get fat released into the bloodstream, your muscles are going to absorb that fat. Fat's going to be burned as energy. You want about 60 to 70% of your calories every day from healthy fat sources. So that's like if you deep fat fry a stick of butter, that's ideal. No, I'm totally joking. I didn't hear anybody laughing, but no, you want to get clean sources of fat. So grass-fed butter can be a really good source of fat. That could be fat from avocados, sardines, coconut oil, some of those things. It's funny, Ansel Keys, he'd be rolling over in his grave if he heard this. He did a lot of, not a lot of, but he was the one who ultimately kind of created the infamous food pyramid. And I think if you look at the trend lines over the last 50 to 60 years, that food pyramid has caused a lot of obesity. Too much grains, sugars, carbs, especially in the morning, that just wreaks havoc on your gut bugs, your intestines, and it's not effective for weight loss. Saturated fat is actually, they haven't linked it. So they have they've studied the link between saturated fat and heart disease, and they're finding more and more that it's not the case. So you had Christopher Ramsden, medical investigator, learned that about the long overlooked study, and he contacted University of Minnesota to review the unpublished data. And so they saw that there was just way too much promotion of this low-fat diet. And the scientists who researched, so I'm reading through this, and I'm getting a little caught up on my words. Sorry about that. So one would expect that the more you lowered cholesterol, the better the outcome. Dr. Ramsden said, but in this case, the opposite association was found. The greater degree of cholesterol lowering was associated with a higher rather than lower risk of death. So they saw that there was, in cases of lower high risk of death. So if you think about fat, there's 9 calories in a gram of fat compared to 7 calories in a gram of sugar. So automatically we're all thinking, oh, well, sugar should be better because calories in, calories out. I'm gonna, I'm gonna lose weight faster if I'm eating less calories. But how does your body use those calories for energy? So if you can run on fat for a very long time. Even you can do a lot of different exercise. You can really expand a lot more energy when you're running off fat, and you'll feel better. It satiates some of your hormones with your leptin. That's your satiation hormone that tells your brain that, hey, I feel good. If you can get those hormones functioning better, that is ideal for fat loss. And so you have to get some good clean fats in the morning, especially. Use mindfulness, not cortisol. So you guys are all familiar with mindfulness. Do some good meditation practices. Those can be extremely beneficial for your overall health, your mindset, everything, and reduce cortisol. So cortisol is that stress hormone that it will cause you to put on a lot of excess belly fat. And so the best way to tame your cortisol in the morning especially is, you named it, get some good clean fats in the morning for breakfast. So what are you eating for breakfast? The biggest thing, so it says right here, go easy on the fruit in the morning. So these are some different lifestyle shifts that can be powerful. Easy on the fruit in the morning. Our traditional diet, if you go onto the CDC's website, it's going to talk about a bowl of oatmeal, some fruit, maybe a small glass of orange juice. Hopefully they've removed the glass of orange juice just based on how much sugar is actually in that, but they probably haven't. If you're eating that, so first of all, you have fruit. It's got some great nutrients in it, but it also has a lot of fructose. And so there's a lot of studies that have revealed that if you eat more than 25 grams of fructose in a day, you're going to feed yeast in your gut. And that's going to cause more and more issues with burning fat because you're feeding the wrong bacteria. And so in the morning, you eat some good clean fats. So that could be avocado, maybe with some egg. Do some good bone broth. Also, you can do some leafy greens, some veggies, and then smother them with some good fats from grass-fed butter, some avocado. Put in some, I really like to do like some MCT oil or some brain octane oil on top of my veggies with some butter. That'll get a lot of good clean fats. And then I love some good sauerkraut mixed in there. That'll really help with some of the gut bugs. That's some good fermented foods can be really good in the morning. That's going to help with your insulin sensitivity. So you'll increase that insulin sensitivity. Whereas if you're running off sugar most of the day, your insulin's going to spike in the morning, and you're going to, your blood sugar will crash around, 2 to 4 hours later, and you're going to be starving. You're going to be ready to eat your arm off. And the trick of that is if you get some good fats, that's going to satiate you a lot longer. All right, so the next step, you got to detox. So if you can detox your body, not just completely eliminate food, a short fast can actually be really effective, but you got to give your liver some support, give your liver a break. Utilize glutathione. Glutathione can be phenomenal for that antioxidant, help support your liver, open up some of your detox pathways. Also, if you want to get more advanced from a clinical setting, you can do some MTHFR testing, do some genetic testing, really see what their genetic profile looks like, and then you can really open up those detox pathways and the methylation pathways as well. But the best way to ultimately lose some weight is to detox, eliminate any toxins in the body, eliminate foods that are going to cause a lot of issues. If you can go, so a lot of people, the fads are you'll go on a juicing diet or a long-term, whatever the case is. There's a lot of different things you can do. Those are all great, but you definitely have to make sure that you're burning off those detoxes or those toxins and getting them out of the body and excreting them. Because if you see the diagram up above, if you're still allowing your body to be exposed to different toxins while you're detoxing, but maybe you're doing calorie restriction, something like that, or you're just eating better, that can be great. But if you're not opening up those detox pathways, you're not going to accomplish much. So we talk about zeolite, you can do coconut charcoal can help with binding some of the toxins and getting rid of them in your body. My recommendation for practitioner wise is do the MTHFR testing. That can really help identify some of your potential detox pathways that could be blocked, and then utilize different nutrients to help open those pathways. And then you definitely got to support the liver with some glutathione, get some good nutrients in there, flush the body with get all those toxins out. So third thing, very vital for fat burning, is your thyroid health. Your metabolism is predominantly ran by thyroid hormones. And so if your thyroid hormones aren't functioning right, you're going to have a very tough time losing weight. You're not going to feel very good. You're going to be sluggish. You're going to feel like this poor little pup here, just all tuckered out. And so what you got to do is get your thyroid pumping. The best way, so you guys should all know this, you want to test before we get into too much specifics on your thyroid. You want to see exactly what's going on. Always test your basic markers with TSH, T4, T3, your free T4, free T3 levels. Get reverse T3 and T3 uptake. That'll tell you if there's some leptin resistance there on the reverse T3 and T3 uptake. And then make sure you test for antibodies as well. That'll check for autoimmune possibilities, and that can give you a lot of details there on, in 90% of cases with women, there is some antibodies present if they have a thyroid condition or thyroid symptoms even. So the best way, so you test, and then if someone does have thyroid problems, calorie restriction is going to actually burn it out faster. You want to lightly cook cruciferous vegetables, only eat organic meats, wild-caught fish, really eat very clean, but moderate amount of proteins. If they have adrenal issues, you may want to add in a little bit more protein and a lot of fat. Just cram that fat in there if they got adrenal issues. All right, so 4 body types. You guys ever heard of 4 body types? It's Dr. Berg's stuff. So when Reagan was when he was early in his practice, he would have a lot of people come in and ask, how do I lose weight? And he just always had a tough time answering that. And so he kind of went on his own journey and found Dr. Berg and was really fascinated by the research and the information that he had published and produced. So it's a really good book called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. And so that can be really effective, but he talks about these 4 different body types. So if people are in the adrenal body type, they put a lot of lower belly fat on, and they start developing more of the hunchback. That's going to be adrenal related. The next one is liver type. It's where you start having some fluid develop around the liver, really hard pot belly. Looks like you swallowed a bowling ball. That's going to be related with liver body type. Also, insulin resistance has shown up there as well. And then the ovary body type, that's where someone will develop what we'll call saddlebags or just really wide hips. That's related with ovary or estrogen dominance that can be caused by endocrine disruptors or too much toxicity. And then you have the thyroid body type. So if they have even weight distribution, typically that's thyroid related. You have a thyroid receptor site on every cell in your body. So that helps explain that. Here's some details on, so the adrenal shape. We talked about each of those. So yeah, everyone, when you get off this webinar, you're going to go take a look in the mirror and see what body type you are. And then you can understand at least what body type you are, and then what maybe you should do about it. If you're the adrenal shape, some of the foods you should focus on are some good clean fats. You got to stabilize your blood sugar. So fats in the morning can help stabilize those blood sugars, avoid your sugars. Thyroid's going to be similar. Avoid cruciferous vegetables. If you're going to eat cruciferous vegetables, you got to cook them. And don't necessarily avoid them because they got some great nutrients, but you do have to make sure that you're getting those. And avoid any contraceptives that are estrogen based. They will jack up your thyroid in a big way. Ovary shape, you got to detox. If you find yourself your liver body type, detoxing is going to be good. You got to make sure you are giving your liver some support. Get some glutathione, some coconut charcoal, some of those things. All right, so so you're probably wondering, this makes sense. Why doesn't everybody do it this way? Well, some of the reason is we're very behind the times. What if it doesn't work for me? I like this question. So notice as we're going through this ebook, we're establishing different objections that someone might have to, you know, a presentation like this or whatever the case is. So ultimately, you're reading this because you're one of the smart few who wants to take control of your health and do what it takes to really get your body well. Nothing else matters when your health goes south. So that one of the things, if you notice, we're actually helping them have a better mindset in the language that we'll use in this ebook of saying, you know, hey, you got to learn. So we're more, we like working with people that want to learn more. They're frustrated with the system and they want to find a better solution and they want to improve their health. So what about cost? So we jump into cost in our ebook. Just talk about the initial evaluation, consultation. You guys, most of you should all know this. Initial consultation case review is about $287 to $300. When someone schedules within 2 weeks, we give them a significant discount on that. And we do have a unique approach when it comes to your overall health. So if you're someone ready to get back on track, start feeling good again, what do I do? So this is really what you need to look at when you're treating anyone, or if you're the patient. You really need to understand how to achieve success. So you have to support your detoxification and enzyme pathways. So that's where we do some MTHFR testing. Look at your genetic profile and see what nutrients you are not converting properly. Identify food sensitivities. That was a big one for me. Identify hormone imbalances. That was big for me as well. And infection. I had chronic yeast going on. But you have yeast, fungus, parasite, bacteria. You gotta resolve that. You gotta get your gut bacteria, your diversity up, and make sure you get it. Your gut dysbiosis means an imbalance in your gut bacteria. So get it right sized. You're gonna have to make some diet changes and address any vitamin deficiencies, correct any inflammation, and really restore your gut barriers. So if you're looking at how working with our institute looks, or you know, how do we look at things differently from a clinical perspective? We ask you bring in any labs. We're going to look at it from, you know, functional lab range or an optimal lab range. So if someone's functionally high or functionally low in their labs, that doesn't necessarily mean they're at that disease state, but it does mean something's not functioning right. There is you know, a lack of function there, and so we want to figure out how we can get it back to an optimal state, not just between the normals. Because if you understand how lab tests are, how lab ranges are created, they're based on the average. So if you take the average of everyone that's been to that lab based on a bell curve, that'll give you your ranges. And so if you want to be, you know, if you think about it, typically as Americans, we're not extremely proactive about our health. And so the only time we get our labs done is when we don't feel right, or we feel a little sick. So if you think about it, if you're within normal ranges, you're as sick as the average. Your labs are as average as the sick average person. So that really isn't good enough for me. So I want to figure out how I can have optimal health and really fine tune it. So what's included in the initial consultation and review? So the first thing is a one-on-one consultation to discuss problems, concerns, complete case history and health questionnaire. We're going to do a tongue evaluation. We're going to review their tongue, look at what are some potential underlying things there that can help direct us what labs we may order. Complete analysis of lifestyle and habits. We'll also review medical records and lab tests if you bring them in. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, like to take a comprehensive natural and functional intervention to enhance your current thyroid treatment, then call us. And so I'm sure all you guys are ready to call me right now. You're ready to go. So like I mentioned at the beginning, we have a lot of different options on how you can create this for your website or whatever. I always recommend having good, high-quality content. So that goes through our functional fat burning at a very high level. Obviously, when you're looking at doing this with patients, this is a great overview, and then you want to really dive in, do some comprehensive testing, and look at what is the underlying problems, what systems are off, what systems need supported, what nutrients the patient's lacking, and those are some very crucial things that once you get those balanced and right sized, you'll be blown away at how the pounds just shed off. I started off at about 230 to 235 in my quest, and after about 3 months I had lost probably about 30 pounds. I was right around the 200 range, maybe 220 or 205, and then really over the course of 9 months total, I was able to drop an additional After that, I lost another about 15 or 20 pounds and felt amazing and really got my life back. So I know you guys can help millions of people out there when you utilize different things like this. So if you guys are interested in being able to offer something like this to your patients, we do have a great service where we will actually create ebooks for you. So I know that this ebook itself is they're $197 each, or I think we have a promotion if you get multiple. We do a fat burning, we do a diabetes ebook, we do a thyroid specific ebook. We do a lot of different ebooks that we can help create for you. So if you are interested, want to have your own ebooks that you can share with your patients, you can either print them out, you can also have them online as marketing tools to capture your prospective patients' data. Can be very, very effective. Let us know. Give us an email, info@gowellness.com. Also, we're getting geared up and ready for our upcoming event, Saturday, October. Well, we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Friday is the structural alignment acupuncture clients, and then Saturday, Sunday is going to be rock solid Einstein's medicine. Reagan's been working endless hours getting some amazing content and amazing stuff produced for you. So you guys got to be just amped and excited to join. If you haven't registered, get registered now. There should be an email in your inbox telling you to get registered. If there's for some reason you can't make it, or you're still hesitant on if it's the right thing for you, reach out. Email me at info@gowellness.com. Let's talk. Let's chat and see what you're hesitating on to get hooked up with. It could be ultimately life-changing and practice-changing for you. All right, and if no one has any questions, we can all jump off. It was awesome to have you guys with me today. Hopefully I didn't bore you too bad. I know Reagan is a really exciting presenter, and I'm working and striving to get there. So hopefully y'all enjoyed today's functional fat burning and Go Wellness webinar, and you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.